Now, we tend to think of Japan as a land full of bright, shining neon lights with much hustle and bustle, but there is a very substantial rural Japan where life moves so much slower than in urban Japan. Because Japan is so mountainous, there's only about 12% of its country is farmland, which means there's relatively little space for farming. And the result is that Japan grows less than half its own food. It's not self-sufficient, it has to import it in. And more than 70% of Japan's landmass is mountains. And they have a special place in Japanese culture and spirituality and life, because many Japanese make difficult pilgrimage to peaks as a show of respect for the gods. And the mountains are known as the Japanese Alps because they resemble the European Alps, and they run from the top and sort of peak here in the middle. The Mount Fuji is around here to the left of Tokyo. So there are three special mountains which are deemed holier than the others. There's Mount Fuji, which is just over 12,000 feet high. That's the tallest and most sacred mountain. There's Mount Haku, which is almost 9,000 feet high, and Mount Tate, which is almost 10,000 feet high, and that's dotted with natural hot springs and sulfur vents. And that's said to be where the spirit of the deceased gather. Now, Mount Fuji is the classic symbol of Japan, and it's a source of inspiration for poets and artists. The woodblock artist, that's how they used to paint years ago, Katsushika Hokusai, very famously depicted the peak in his 36 Views of Mount Fuji series. And this that you can see on screen is one of the most reproduced images in history. It's called the Great Wave off Kanagawa. So let's have a quick look at some of the Japanese cities. This is Tokyo. See how built up it is? It's quite amazing. It's the most populated city in the world. Over 37 million people live there. It's just ahead of Delhi and Shanghai. Now, the structure you see in the foreground here is the Tokyo Skytree. Two of the cities that we will visit are Kanazawa and Hiroshima. This is Kanazawa on the Sea of Japan coast, and it's known for its gourmet seafood and recognition as a UNESCO Creative City of Crafts. The jewels of Kanazawa are the preserved Higashihaya Geisha District, Nagamachi Samurai Quarter, and the Kenroku-en Gardens. And if you want to see those, there are tours going from the shore excursion guys at the other end of the ship, and they will be more than happy to sort you out to see these must-go-to places. The other place I want to look at on the far east of Honshu, Hiroshima, which is where the bomb dropped, sadly, killing many people. There's many memorials in the city, and it's within easy reach of Miyajima, which is here. This is an island that's home to the Itsukushi Shoema Shrine, and this is a very, very famous Torii gateway. A Torii gate is the boundary between secular and spiritual, and this is the only one in the water. And again, if you haven't decided what to do in Hiroshima, going to this island is well worthwhile. It's a fascinating place. Deer roam round, and it's great. Now, Japan has a talent for elevating the mundane into a thing of beauty. And I don't know whether you've noticed as you're walking around the streets today, the manhole covers. Have you spotted them? Have a look as you walk around. They're all painted. Janet's been photographing them like this all day. Originally, they were designed to make taxpayers more amenable to paying for costly drainage projects. So they're a source of local pride, and they highlight regional attractions, wildlife festivals, firefighters. We've seen quite a few, certainly in Osaka, with fire engines on them. And so what happens is they cast them in local foundries, and then they pour coloured resin into the shapes that they want. And the Japanese Society of Manhole Covers, any members? No? They reckon there's 19,000 different cover designs. And Japan, as we'll learn in, I think, the last Japan lecture, is a place great for nerds. And there are people who go around on their social media documenting, I've been to this manhole cover, and they compare. It's like train spotting, I guess, manhole cover spotting. Right, so there's our geography sorted. Let's have a look at the history of Japan, which is fascinating, and it goes to the core of how the country is. So